Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Let's talk about the short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenarios for Bitcoin. I've got three scenarios here that we can discuss. First of all, I wish you a great start to the weekend and hope you have a good and relaxing time actually. Maybe spend some time away from the charts, even though I think this weekend is shaping up to be quite an interesting one with the latest rally that we have had. However, that rally is not yet a guarantee that we have bottomed here in this wave 4. It is important though to communicate that we have seen another reaction to my support area. This is the reliable support area here that we already discussed, well, 1.5 months ago. Had you just bought simply without thinking, just simply this orange support region, and it doesn't matter where, then you are in profit now. And you chances are you bought here, you might have bought here, and you might have bought here again. And then you have a really nice entry point or several entry points maybe layered in, and you are nicely in profit. And all you need to do is now manage risk, okay? Because looking at the bigger picture, the idea is that we are heading to $90,000 from here. The question is only, is this the low, okay? Is this the low, and are we now moving up? Okay, so that is the main question we have to deal with, and we need to understand where things could go wrong, okay? So also I think it's just important not to be too much focused on the micro, okay? I mean, a lot of people want to understand the micro, and I present the microstructures. I think it's just important to realize that we are in a very volatile space. These microstructures naturally change quite a few times. That's just what they do. That's part of the game. That's part of the method, okay, that's completely normal. What I want to say is that if there are one or two more waves to the downside, but if the bigger picture analysis shows that we should go up to maybe 90K next, then there's no reason to try to short the last wave down of a downtrend, which might not happen, and possibly lose out on that potential for a larger fifth wave to the upside to 90K. This is where you have to be strategic about your trading decisions. Okay, I can only share the analysis. I can give some tips and guidance here, but I think the boxes are clear. So looking at the short-term count, looking at the short-term bearish count first maybe. There are two variants, two scenarios that I could imagine where it could still fail. One is basically the same one that I track for Ethereum. I don't like that one so much. However, it's possible. But let's talk about the one that we already discussed yesterday, which is the WXY structure, WXY. And in this scenario, the Y wave is still unfolding. It's unfolding as an ABC. And the only way to keep that C wave going would be through an ending diagonal in this microstructure, okay? As an ending diagonal, and yeah, how would that work out, okay? How would that work out? Well, in an ending diagonal, you can see that here on the chart in white, we have from this B wave top, wave 1 to the downside and a wave 2 to the upside. And this can't really be wave 3 here, this low, because this is too high for a wave 4. So the only way, if I did shift the wave 1 low here to that swing low on the 26th of April, the only way to keep that C wave going would be through an ending diagonal wave count, A wave down, B wave up. But that B wave is pretty much at the limit of what it can do. And then we get a C wave down from there, but would need a break below basically 58K to confirm. And then we can get that third wave sorted, a fourth and the fifth, and possibly will reach the lower half of this support area. This is the short-term bearish scenario in the white count. In this scenario, however, we're at the limits of what we can do. I think I shared with you in the last video already that here, this B wave rally, which is wave B of 3, did what it needed to do. We've got 5 waves up in C, so A, B, C wave, okay, and we've approached the resistance area. The invalidation point is close. The invalidation point is around 64.8K, and yeah, it's basically at the limits of what it can do. So it's important here to be prepared for a potential move down. Prepared for it, not meaning it will happen. It just means that if we now see a first 5-wave move down, because the C wave is a larger 5-wave move, So the first wave of that 5-wave move could give us an indication that we've started wave C. It takes a break below 58K to confirm it. And I can tell you what I like about this count. Well, it allows for a clean completion of this C wave to the downside of wave Y. What I don't like about the count is that we have approached key resistance and there is no reaction. Okay, there's absolutely no reaction. And we have also, in terms of Fibonacci resistance, I think now reached the 78.6 retracement, now even broken slightly above it. And we seem to be consolidating just above it at 62.9K pretty much. And chances are, likelihood, or let's say experience tells me that if that happens, typically this is not the count. Okay, so unless it really breaks down immediately, we'll probably look at something different. And that takes us to the bearish, let's say bearish alternative. If this one here gets invalidated, there will still be a bearish count that we could look at, which is the same one that I'm observing for Ethereum, basically. Yeah. And what is that? Well, that count is WX, let me think, Y. So that's unchanged. And then, however, yep, this is the A wave, but the B wave never finished. And then the B wave would be somewhere here. And the B wave unfolds as a running flat or an expanding flat. A, overshooting B wave to the downside, C wave up. In this count, the B wave is a 3-wave move down. The C wave is a 5-wave move up. So we're waiting for 5 waves up and it can still fail. That's why I always say we need 5 waves up and 3 waves down, because the next pullback after those 5 waves up will give further confirmation. What do I like about the count? I like about the count that I think it is the count that for many altcoins will play out. So that is something that is reasonable. What I don't like about the count is that this move down did overshoot basically a bit too much, okay? So this move down, I mean, if we look at Fibonacci retracements, even if I just use this, I think it's just at the limits of what it can do, like the 1.38 retracement. That's normally like the theoretical maximum, but it would be very bearish, okay? And that's what I don't like about this, okay? Very bearish, because these flat structures, if a B wave overshoots that much, that is quite bearish. And that would question an overall, an overall bullish assumption. Nevertheless, this could play out even if we see a 5-wave rally. So, you know, and if we get a sustained break above the trend line and a break above the green line that I shared with you, this is probably the bearish count to go with. We always need a bearish scenario for risk management purposes to know where things could fail. And now let's talk about the bullish count. I think it's reasonable to say that, well, we have 3 waves up so far. If we get 5 waves, then, well, I will rule out the white count, because a B wave here can only be a 3-wave move. But it could be that it could be the other bearish count, the second one, okay? So therefore, it's going to be important to see after 5 waves up, can we hold a 3-wave pullback, which would be a wave 2. At the moment, it looks like we might be working on a wave 4 on the weekend, all right, on the micro level, and this is short-term bullish. So that means if we get 5 waves up, it is not enough. It is absolutely not enough to say that we've bottomed. It is a first confirmation, because that's sort of the, you know, it's the condition that we've bottomed. We need 5 waves up, but we need something else. Before we carry on, before I forget, feel free to check out our Twitter X account. Here we've posted an image with a QR code, and also we've posted a link to our new WhatsApp channel. It's a public channel where we share additional updates, news, just sort of stuff around MCO, and it's read-only, but it keeps you updated about, you know, upcoming public live streams, all sorts of stuff, you know, when we post a new newsletter newsletter article or a blog post on our website, just things that, you know, keep you up to date around MCO and some other things. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. It's completely free. I think it's just important to stay decentralized in this world of today. And yeah, feel free to check it out. And if you don't like it, you can always leave again. But yeah, for anybody who's already a silver or gold member, you get updated anyway through Discord. So you don't necessarily need to join, even though we encourage you to, because, you know, there might be here the odd one or two things there that you might miss on Discord or something, where we have a lot of content. This year is just much more channeled and focused, and, you know, you get away from all the, let's say, the clutter and the mess that is on X to be found everywhere, because there's so many channels and everything, and you get distracted. So yeah, if you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. But what I wanted to say here on the Bitcoin chart, the pullback, okay, in yellow wave 2, that's the second level of confirmation. So it all comes down to, and I always preach that, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. It is so important. I know a lot of people get frustrated with that, but bear in mind, in this entire move here, we haven't looked at 5 up, 3 down yet, yeah, and we have not confirmed yet that we have bottomed, because what is always needed is 5 waves up, first level of confirmation. We had something like that here. 3 waves down into support, we had something here, but the price needs to stabilize, of course, in support and show then a first reaction to the upside, and we haven't seen that yet, okay? And as long as we only see 3 wave rallies, we cannot confirm that we've bottomed, and waiting for that has helped a lot of people, and it just, because otherwise it can just be a so-called dead cat bounce, it can just fail, you know, and that's what a lot of people get trapped, you know, we don't want to get caught in the trap. So to rule that out, you know, you can still trade despite that, you know, if you are happy to, you know, or if you're prepared for a trap. So if you are okay with that, you know, it's a mistake to think that you always have to wait for confirmation to trade. That's not the case, but I'm doing analysis here, so I help you understand the structure. But someone asked me yesterday, where's now the best time to enter? Well, I think the next best time for a pullback trader, but that depends on, are you a pullback or breakout trader? Some breakout traders might trade the breakout here, yeah. But for a pullback trader, it will be the pullback in wave 2. Now, please note that the best time was in the larger support area. So, and this was large and colorful enough. So that's why they are on the chart. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.